Hey everybody, it's Christine. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here to do my weekly wrap up, and I'm going to do this quick before another neighbor starts their lawnmower. Troubles. First book I read was The Undomesticated Goddess by Sophie Kinsella. I loved it. I think I gave it a 4. I don't know what there's a couple things I want to say about this, but I don't know how to start. Well, first off, it's about Samantha. She's a lawyer. She's just about ready to make partner and realizes that there's something that she missed doing, and she walks away from it. Just totally loses it. And then she becomes a domestic housekeeper, and her employers don't know anything about her at all, don't know the scandal, whatever. Now, that's all well and good. It's a really good story. I liked how everything took part. What bothered me was that, and it has to do with feminism, and I'm really not a huge feminist per se. I do agree that women are worth the same as men. They can do just as much, if not better than some men. Not saying anything bad. I'm just thinking about some of the men that I know, and boy, wow, some of the women can do way more than them. But what I have a problem with, and it happens in this book with her previous co-workers, is that they cannot believe that she would rather be a domestic housekeeper and be happy with less money than working as a lawyer, making tons of money, and having no life. It just boggles their mind. And I have a problem with people who think that women can't make a choice for themselves. That's what I have a problem with. If a woman wants to be a housekeeper and she's happy with it and it makes her life feel fulfilled, go for it. If you want to have a high taxing job, and I don't mean taxing as in money, I mean taxing as in mentally taxing, emotionally taxing, quality of life taxing, go for it, do it. That's your decision. But when people have a problem with the decisions you make, that's when I have a problem. Because I'm all for being a stay-at-home mom. But when I was working before I had kids, I was all for working. So, and that was my choice. So yeah, that's when feminism really has a problem, or that I have a problem with feminism. But I think some people take it too far, and this is the only time I think I'm going to talk about this, but I think some people take it too far where people think that women make a decision based on somebody else's wants and needs. Like if somebody said, well, you only want to become a stay-at-home mom because so-and-so's told you to. No. No. And I also think they take it too far, and I've seen instances of this in real life, so I'm not generalizing or anything. But when women freak out over the fact that a man wants to be a gentleman and open the door for you, they flip out and say, I could open the door myself. Well, yeah, but the man wants to be a gentleman and open the door. Let him. I'm kind of old school. I like it when a guy opens the door for me. It has nothing to do with, oh, sorry, I'm just turning the volume down. It has nothing to do with being a woman. It has to do with having respect and opening the door for people. I've had women open the door for me. So I'm done my little soapbox. I hope I didn't offend anybody. That was just my belief, and I'm all for feminism. I think some people take it too far, and some people don't see. Yeah, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Then my son, I finished reading this to my son, How I Met My Monster by R.L. Stine. There was a couple of twists. I seen the one coming, but not the other one. And it's about a boy who has a friend named Lisa, and a new boy moves in, and his name is Monroe. And all of a sudden he starts seeing visions of monsters, and he has nightmares of monsters showing up, and so he thinks one thing, and that could be true, it could be not. I'm not going to tell you. My son always rates these 5 books. So then I would have read this overnight in one sitting, but I chose to read it over 2 days, and that's the 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. I don't know if I gave this a 4 or a 5. I really did like it. I wish my daughter had gotten more out of it. She read it first and wanted me to read it. And the reason I say I wish she had gotten more out of it is because she didn't see the fact that the way you treat people can affect their lives, no matter how small you treat them or how big, or any small little instance. You could impact their lives so much. And coming from somebody who's had a best friend essentially kill herself, this one kind of hit a nerve with me. It wasn't a trigger. I don't get triggered by stuff, even though I have so many things that I could get triggered by, but I don't. But yeah, it shows how a sequence of events, no matter how small, could just pile onto a person and just make them say, I'm done. And I think it was done really nicely. To me personally, I think, yeah, she could have sloughed it off, but you never know what is going on in a person's mind, or stuff that's not written in the book of what's going on that could have added to it, stuff like that. So I'm really glad I read it. I think it was a really good, poignant read. And anybody contemplating suicide, read it. Just to see the impact that your death might have on the living. That's all I'm going to say about that one. And I finished this morning, and it's Mouse by Art Spiegelman. This is the complete book 1 and 2. And it's about the Nazis in Germany, and the cats are the Nazis, and the mice are the Jews. And then there's the Polish are pigs. It's about Art Spiegelman's father, Vladek, and his journey during the war, and kind of like him telling his story. The only thing I wish there was more of was the more interactions with the Germans. You don't see them very much in here. So I gave the whole thing 4. I gave both parts 4. Yeah, like I said, I wanted more. There was just something that I found lacking. Oh, bad page to show. I'll show closer. It's just black and white graphic. But overall, it was a good story. It was nice to see kind of like the survivor's point of view. And then, while I was waiting for all the neighbors, there's one outside, that's why I'm kind of talking lower. Devon from Indian Insomniac, I think that's the name of his channel, was kind enough to send me a copy of Charlaine Harris's After Dead. So I read that this morning, and I gave it a 4. It's just going over the characters that were not in After Dead Ever After, and what happens with their lives. Some of it was kind of sad. Some of it was kind of funny. It was nice to see, like, where everybody ended up. So, currently reading. Well, this is getting long. I'm still currently reading my weight loss surgery book. A doctor didn't recommend this to me or anything. I just decided to take it upon myself to read it. But the first half is the actual info. This is all recipes. So I think it was written in 2012, and it's already starting to be dated. So for info, yeah. So we're also currently reading Nightmare on Clown Street by R.L. Stine. We just started this last night, and my son actually started reading it out loud to me. So it's about going to a carnival with a circus, and his family is part of a circus, a different circus, and they were just told to stay away from Clown Street. We didn't get very far. And I also started this morning, and it's Titanic Book 1, Unsinkable by Gordon Corman. And I didn't realize that Gordon Corman is the one who wrote No More Dead Dogs that I read before Christmas last year. But I only read the prologue so far, and it's just the getting on the Carpathia after the Titanic sunk. And so on to what I'm going to be reading is book 2 and 3. And I think this is when you put them all together, we actually make the ship across the top. But I think they're 3 different stories. I don't think they have anything to do with each other. But it's Unsinkable. Book 2 is Collision Course, and book 3 is SOS. And then, of course, I'm going to be my last Sookie Stackhouse book, and that's Dead But Not Forgotten. And it's just a bunch of different stories, about the people in Bonton. And my final book for the week, I'm starting to get into graphic novels more and more, but it's Nimona by Noelle Stevenson, and she's the one who did the fan art for Fangirl. And I just know it's about a girl who wants to be the apprentice to the bad dude. But I really do like graphic novels that are colored. So that is going to be my week in reading. Sorry it's a little bit longer, but I read quite a bit. And let me know what you're going to be reading for the week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.